Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 8. We Wanda mark the boundaries. Maurice, he is at the office with Kimmy, drops in on her. She's working. She has taken over the title business since Maurice has started practicing law. Excuse me. She has a client that is, ready to close and everything. And so she just feels like it's necessary for her to continue her title business because diversity in the title business is necessary. There aren't many black people embarking on it. And so this is how she's going to do real estate. They talk about the comeback group meeting. Of course, both of them feel the same. It was very cordial, but did we get anything resolved? I don't think anything's going to change. Kimmy thinks that the people that they bring into the fold, they're responsible for. She's hinting at them being responsible for Mark and Tisha and Marceau being responsible for Wanda. Maurice feels like he and Marceau can't control Mark. He gonna do what he want to do. Excuse me, he has known him to be that kind of man, he's very stubborn in that way. If he feels justified in this, he's going to continue on the way he is. There's nothing really that they can say or do. They don't feel like they're responsible for him. Kimmy feels like they should just try. You don't feel like your integrity is in question when you just sit back and don't do anything. No, he doesn't. He does not. They're like, Mark can't be stopped. I mean, whatever. She feels like if y'all think that Mark can't be stopped, then why is it that we expect for Wanda to make some drastic change? Obviously, she ain't gonna change either. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If Mark is one of those people that, well, you just can't do nothing with him, then the same with Wanda, and we should just stop talking about it, honestly. Kimmy, she's adamant, though, that they should at least try with him. Melody, she is at home boxing up products. She gets a call from Kiki. She and Kiki are the closest of friends. Kiki at the door. Kiki is downstairs at the door. She's there, and she's going to help Melody, with boxing up the products. Kiki said, I heard what happened at Badani. I heard about all the mess. Of course, Melody fills her in on it all. The police were called and everything, so it really did pop off at the reopening. Melody, she brings Tisha's name into the fold. She doesn't name her, but we know who she's talking about, and Kiki knows exactly who you're talking about. She says that Tisha was acting brand new at the meeting, like she's so oblivious to her mother's antics on social media. Kiki, of course, is like, not too much on auntie, because that's my auntie. Not too much on auntie, because that's my auntie. But she says that she and Tisha, they had their own little spat in Besma. Y'all remember back in season 4 when Marceau and Tisha and her cousin and Bernard and everybody in the family was just going at it. She says that then that was when Marceau tried to blackmail her, and basically, they replay it where he was like, okay, keep talking, and I'm gonna just spray everything. I'm gonna lay it all out there. You just tell me what you want to do. You tell me what we doing, because we about to go there. So she gets in front of it. Y'all ain't finna spray her with her own tea. There was speculation about it being bed bugs or something like that. That kind of sounded kind of weak to me. The truth sounds more plausible. She shares with Melody that she was addicted to pain pills. She was addicted to prescription medicine. And at that time when Melody was having a party, she was getting clean. She was already clean. She had went through rehab and everything. But she had a history of, while in addiction, she would go to people's houses and steal their, prescription pills out of their medicine cabinet. She was, getting a couple here and there. And then people started to notice, and it became a problem. And so she checked herself into rehab, and she was fresh out when Melody was throwing that party. And so she don't understand why Marcel and Tisha felt the need to tell her anything since she had already, rectified the issue. So there was no reason for them to make mention of that. I'm going to say they probably shouldn't have told that girl business. Like not in that setting. I don't think that you should have came to the party like, oh, by the way, I know my cousin coming. She's still a little bit, like that wasn't okay. And the way Melody made it seem like they, laughed about it. And I can kind of see that. Like nothing about the two of them makes me feel like they didn't dog her or like they didn't make the situation a joke, as opposed to just trying to enlighten or inform Melody on, who her guest was and who she had coming to the house. But there was absolutely another way, a different way. They ain't have to do her like that because that's your family. Like you don't just go, I ain't finna go behind a family member's back, a close family member, my first cousin. I'm not finna, and I know she's invited somewhere and then go to the host like, well, my cousin like to, you might want to hide your pills in your medicine cabinet. No, I'm not doing that. That's not their business. But what I will do is make a phone call, and make them aware that way ahead of time, so that you can decide and deduce whether or not you want to invite them or not, but the way they went about it was probably, I'm sure it was absolutely shady. Melody knew the story. She knew it, but, I'm assuming she was just going to give her something is really bothering me. It's like, how like in your eyelash, like you can see something is there. There we go. Anyway, Maurice meets with Marceau and Mark at the park. We get the breakdown on the relation and everything. So I'm gonna assume they all got the same mother and different fathers. Mark is the oldest, then Maurice, then Marceau. Marceau looks the oldest though. He looks like he's older than both of them. They talk about the mess that happened at Madani and everything. And then Maurice says, well, that's part of the reason why we're here. Y'all, the side castmates are doing too much on social media. And so that's why we're here. Mark says that he only has anything to say, when something is pertaining to him and not them. Then he explains his timeline of events. He says that he was on live with Kaya one time. Somebody screen recorded it with questions about him dating Van. He got out there and publicly said, yes, we used to date. Yes. And then she gets on the reunion and lies and says that they were just friends. And he's like, you don't just come to my house for friendship. Like, I told y'all the thing just be falling out of nowhere. Just completely falling down. Anyway, Mark is he's standing on what he said. He said what he said. And he doesn't appreciate Van lying about their relationship, about what they had going on, all of that. Like they did too much together for it to just be a friendship. Marceau chimes in and asks, well, do you feel like your actions have affected, everybody else? Like they're hurting people. And Mark is like, Van had an opportunity to clear it up and she didn't. She didn't stand with him. And so, and everybody's letting this narrative play out, and he doesn't like that people are coming for him. Like he's the villain in the situation. He just doesn't like the story that Van is going with. Like, buy your friends plane rides around the city, for their birthday. I mean, you could, if that's somebody you really like. Friends would do that for friends, but I get where you're going. I guess I get where you're going. She hiding behind that church stuff, and I don't know. And I believe it, because I knew it had to be some reason. She don't want them church folks knowing she fornicating. Girl, them people don't listen. Tell them people to mind their business. Tell them people to mind their business. What are you doing? Okay, Van fornicating, got her a man. She jet setting, having the sex. Okay, whatever. And then I'm sure we can just go down the line and point out everybody else's sin. So let's not. Man, that should not be having you out here lying about what you're doing. Making that man look like he's stalking you, or like he's, putting 20 on 10, when you're the one that just won't own up to the fact that it was a relationship. It was a relationship, girl. Whether it was friends with benefits or not, it was still a lot of benefits going on. Mark, he want to know, like, what has affected you guys, personally. What have I done on the internet that's affected you personally? And Marceau gives this, of course, unnecessary ass analogy, all just to say that the family, is collateral damage. They're telling him, you're not the victim anymore. Like, whereas you started out that way, now you're the aggressor. Now you're the one just stirring the pot, keeping it going. Mark says he's not the bigger person, and he's just not going to do it. So chivalry is dead. I ain't thinking about that. He said, I ain't sensitive to women like y'all are. I don't care nothing about that man, woman, dog, boy, girl. You can get it. when it come to Mark, chivalry is dead. Anyway, and Maurice asked if he's gonna apologize. That man said, hell no, respectfully, F you. I ain't apologizing for shit. Anyway, Tisha, she has lunch with Destiny. These two, I can't go back and forth with them. Like, they basically just commiserate over their dislike for Melody. That is essentially what their conversation is. We run down the Madani. We got to talk about that too. Destiny does feel like Stormy came correct, in extending an olive branch, but it is what it is. She also made mention of this get together Stormy wants to have, but she's just unsure because Melody will be there. She really is. She's not really trying to make no friendship again. Like, she's not trying to build anything with Melody after this. Like, it's just, I guess it is what it is. They can coexist, but no, let's stop trying to work us out. Let's just stop with that. And Destiny says she was in trouble with her man. She threw us a little nugget. Nah, she ain't really in trouble with him. He just want her to cook. When she goes to visit him, she don't be cooking. Because she at home cooking and cleaning and cleaning and cooking. Constantly cooking and cleaning her. She already doing all of that. When she at home, no, I'm not coming to visit you and cook. I'm sorry. I ain't come here for that. Let's go out. Let's go out. Now, if you want to, when you come visit me, I'll cook. Sure. Sure, but when I come visit you, no, I'm not coming in your kitchen to cook. No. Sorry, I came to visit. Take me on a date. Make me feel like this is vacation. And not like I just drove up the street to my boyfriend's apartment. No. Boyfriend. What's his name? Moses? Why is mama name him that? Like, really, mama? Moses? That's not one of the biblical names like we take and use in 21st century. Like, there are a few that are going to be a constant. Like Timothy. Timothy is going to go forever. There are a few names from the Bible. John, Jacob, Josiah, all of that. I once knew an Obadiah, and I thought the same thing. Now, why would your mama pull back that far to Obadiah? Okay. Anyway, I really went off on a tangent. Destiny and Tisha, they commiserate on their dislike for Melody. Really, that's all it really is. When Tisha starts to talk about the comeback group meeting and all of that, she again is just trying to find any kind of way to explain away what the mess was. Destiny felt like Melody basically came there to confront Wanda. She's always saying that she beeline to her and all of that, which is true. Mel just went on up in there and did what she needed to do, and she was ready to go. She said she wished she would have told her that she was the moment. She has hindsight. In hindsight, now she's thinking of better reads than Don't be coming in my store and not speaking. Anyway, Tisha asked if she's heard from them. No, she ain't heard from Melody Cherie. No, Melody ain't called and said nothing. Martell did call and apologize for it. But whatever. And I feel like this is out of order. Sorry about that, y'all. Their conversation just wasn't. I just don't care. I just don't care. They just y'all don't like Mel. Okay, we get it. Y'all don't like Mel. Anyway, Mila, she's turning 7, and they're at the park for the birthday. It's just close friends and family. Of course, the other Scotts, they're there. Kimmy and Maurice, they're there, of course. It's hot. They left the cake in the car. It's gonna be, hopefully it don't melt. It's about melted by the time they say happy birthday. Wanda G. Sanford arrives, and she mad that they sang the happy birthday song without her, but whatever. Let's take her to the side so we can go and tell her what it is. So they take her to the side. Marceau say, I ain't on no BS either. This is serious. This is a serious talk. Tisha explains what it is. Of course, Wanda gets defensive, trying to defend herself, explaining herself, defending her actions. Marceau, he steps in and breaks it down a little further for her. Wanda's like, listen, I hear all that, but you're not going to put your hands on my face and expect me to just sit around. Now that I'm not going to do, and that's going to happen more times than not. Because don't put your hands on my face. Don't get in my face. Don't do none of that. She say, I'm like a piece of paper. I fly away. Oh, Wanda ain't hearing none of it. She's so funny. I'm like a piece of paper. I fly away. She is like, she Jerome. She Fred G. Sanford. She all of them in one. All of them in one. And James Brown. Don't want to remind y'all of James Brown. Not the way she looks, but just if you've ever heard a James Brown interview, that's it. That's it. Anyway, I think all them kids from the 70s, they talking, not kids, but 60s kids, 70s, they was about grown in their 20s. And they still be using that lingo, all them little rhymes and riddles and things. I love it. I love some 70s lingo, okay? That's where she get that what she say, shake a bone? Shake a bone and go, or something like that. 70s. Straight out the 70s, okay? Straight out the 70s. Wanda, I don't know if they got through to Wanda or not. I mean, like that, we had to go around and around and around. They might have got through to her. I don't know, but that's where it ends. Don't get on no social media, Wanda, talking about these folks' kids. She say she ain't gonna say the word kids no more. So they hug it all out. I guess they got through to her. Anyway, that's it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.